Welcome to the Boke and Mocha Podcast. My name, of course, is Griff, joined on camera with Brooke, of course, Abigail, our technical director, and Christopher is on the mounted cam. He is our free-roaming cam, if you will, and we are shooting some street photography during the Downtown Hayes Arts Council Art Walk on the bricks of beautiful downtown Hayes. If we want to switch over to that real quick, because Chris is getting some nice footage on it here. And it's a little quiet here because we're down on like the very, very outskirts of it there, but also we just didn't want to really be bothering people. But we're going to be doing some street photography. Now, on the previous episode, you guys watched Chris do coaching, how to shoot with a model for nature photography out in the wild, out in nature and stuff like that. Street photography, of course, is a little bit different. Street photography is capturing those candid moments that that you just see just out and around town. But Griff, you might be asking, is that legal?
Is that legal?
It is, in fact, legal, at least in the United States, and at least here in Hayes, Kansas, anyway. But basically, if anybody's on public property, they're welcome to become a member of the shoot. We also have some signage up as well, too, to say that, hey, if you're walking by us, you might end up on camera, of course. And yeah, that's. But for the most part, like, we're not going into any businesses or anything along those lines. We are strictly sticking to a pure street photography shoot. Now, the caveat here is that we're not going to just grab random subjects and shoot them. We're going to use Brooke as a fill-in model. But what you'll notice when we do this compared to the previous episode is that I'm going to barely give her any direction when I pose her, because I want her to just kind of walk down a sidewalk naturally as possible. I want to try and capture some things just in those moments there instead of it being strictly posed. So this is lightly posed, if you will, for street photography. But you get the gist of it, though, too, right?
Hopefully. I'll figure it out.
If you can walk, if you can look through windows, if you can just like pretend like you're enjoying the art walk, which you should be, because this is beautiful.
This is awesome.
The art walk is always a staple and a feather in the cap of the Hayes community and whatnot. So what we're going to do, we're also going to showcase two different methods of lenses to use for street photography. Currently, right now, I am shooting with my 35 millimeter. The 35 millimeter on a full frame camera is the closest that you get for depth of field as what the human eye will see. So this is the lens that I use for big scenery shots. I want to capture a story with this particular lens. Like, I want to get like a full size of the building, and the subject is just a minor little detail, just in the shot, doing just whatever kind of thing. Then we're going to switch to my 85 millimeter, which, as you know, I love shooting. Or at least as you guys know, I love shooting. And that is going to be subject-focused street photography. So now, instead of getting the whole scene, I want to try and get just a specific subject, whether they're wearing something interesting or they're, maybe in the middle of doing something interesting per se. And that's, we'll be basically going over that. So if you guys are watching this, go ahead and hit subscribe. You'll never miss a video here on YouTube or on the podcast or whatever podcast that you happen to subscribe to, or podcast format, I guess I should say. And stay up to date with what we're doing, because what we did for this particular shoot is we put out on our social media, hey, this is where we're going to be. And in the previous episode, we gave away a prize for somebody coming up and saying a specific code word to us. So there you go. It's all good reasons to subscribe, and we're your place for all things photography, right?
Yeah,
that's right. All right, but we're going to go ahead and get set up. I have a couple of ideas that we're going to do for our wide-angle shots, and that's going to come up next on the next segment of the Boke and Mocha Podcast. All right, and welcome back to the second segment of this Boke and Mocha Podcast about street photography. And we are set up here in kind of like a little conjoined area, just to kind of give us a couple of different avenues and spots that we can do for our street photography. One of the things that I subscribe to for street photography is a style called fishing, where I am in a set spot and I frame my shot to where I wait until a subject happens to come into the shot. Because that is what I prefer to do. I don't really feel like chasing, hey, how's it going, guys? I don't really feel like chasing down subjects or anything along those lines. I like to kind of blend in with the background. I know we're not blending in right now with our wagon and our equipment and things like that, but you know, if it was just me shooting, I would literally just be looking like this with just my camera, and that's it. So we're going to be doing some wide angle shoots here, and Brooke is going to stand in for our model. Like I said, we're bruising the scene here. This isn't normal street photography, but we're going to just have her do some things and try to capture those in those moments. So Brooke, what we're going to start with is I'm going to have you go down this alleyway here.
Okay.
And you're dressed like a model.
Try.
This is pretty obvious and everything. So you're probably not working like this industrial building, but I want you to just kind of go down there and just kind of pretend that you like snuck out for a smoke break or something along those lines. You don't smoke, though, do you?
I don't.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, like you can, you know, if you've got your phone on you or something like that, you can pull that out and just you know, pretend like you're just enjoying a little break here. And we're going to, of course, we have our old setup. So in order for you guys to see what I'm looking through in my camera, we have to have this extra little screen here to be able to see what the heck we're doing, because it turns off the back screen whenever we plug in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up over here, maybe just down by that garage door there. Now, of course, and is there a way that I can up the brightness on this thing at all?
Yeah?
Let's find out. Going through some technical stuff here. That's all right. We'll work with it. So Brooke is just basically going to hang out down there.
I think it's your camera.
Oh, is it my camera? And
is your camera too dark?
It shouldn't be. Oh wait, we do have the polarizer on it here, so give me a second here. We're going to, that'd be why I'm still on. Okay, so to preface this, after we got done filming the previous episode, we found out that we were actually, in fact, I'm not sure which camera I'm going for here. We found out, like as we were packing up our stuff, we ended up in getting a great blue heron landing down at the park. So, you know, my camera was just suddenly switched over to wildlife mode. But anyway, so Brooke is down that alleyway there. She is just, you're not supposed to notice us, Brooke. And effectively speaking, what I like to do with my camera, and we'll go ahead and switch over to my view here. And again, we have to shoot landscape, because if I shoot vertical like the way that I want to on my normal setting, you guys are going to see it sideways. So we're not going to do that. So instead, we're going to go ahead and try and see if we can capture just one of these systems here. And if we want to switch over to Chris's cam real quick here. So what I would do if I was doing street photography is I would be in a spot just kind of like this, and I'd be looking around. I'll find a spot, and I want to capture it the way that I want to. So I'm just going to kind of hang out here, and you know, just kind of like be looking around. But then I see Brooke come out for her break, and so what I'm going to do then, in turn. And again, we're using the wide angle here, is we're going to just kind of quickly capture her just on her little break there. And we're a little blown out on the sky there, so we're going to actually tone it back just a little bit there. And I use auto ISO just simply because I want to have full control over my shutter speed and aperture. And we're actually going to go ahead and increase our aperture as well too. We're going to bump that up to an f11, so that way we can fully get this this full alleyway here. And just kind of grab a couple of shots of her. We're going to tone down our shutter speed a little bit. But what we're doing is we're not really you know, making Brooke the subject of this. what we're doing is we're just kind of capturing a moment. If I wanted to, say for example, if Brooke wasn't there, and I just wanted to do just a full shot down the side here. Oh, we've got somebody wanting to turn in here.
What's up, Brooke?
And then, exactly. So if I wanted to, say for example, like if with that sky there or something like that, because street photography doesn't necessarily have to have a subject either. I can make it anything about any industrial setting that I want to make. It kind of ties into architecture photography. So now I'm getting more of I'm making more of the subject my sky there. And if I want to maybe even just imply that somebody is there, I can turn back my f-stop down to a 4, bring this up here. So now hopefully Brooke will be a little bit more out of focus and it's more implied that she's there. Like that. So these are our shots that we got there. I do have a little bit of a blowout on that shot there, but you know, this is a little bit more of what we're going for here. Then if I switch over to, if I wanted to make Brooke more of the subject there. There we go. It's all about dialing in your settings, and I usually use a rapid shutter of some type, kind of thing. And if I wanted to maybe make, if I got the shot and I decide that I want to make Brooke more of a subject, I can just, you know, crop in and make it a little bit more about her as well too. So what we're going to do next is we're going to have Brooke. Brooke, break time's over.
Come on.
Time to go back to work. Here, I'll leave you. So the other thing that we're going to do as well is we're going to showcase what you could do across the street, across a view, so you're even more inconspicuous as a photographer. Like I said, we're going to basically set it back. Brooke is going to go across the street over here. We've got these lovely historic buildings that are just beautiful showcases. In all honesty, they could be the subjects of any sort of photo shoot if you wanted to. I love the history of downtown Hayes. But so what I could do here is I can also set up on my little corner here as well too. And Brooke, let's say, for example, that Brooke is just going for a nice little walk kind of thing. And we want to kind of capture her kind of, well, now here she is walking and waiting. So we can even capture that. I'm gonna pull this up a little bit here. Like I said, I am using a polar. Actually, let's go ahead and bump up the ISO. We're going to actually turn off our auto ISO, and we're going to give us a little bit more control over that here. And so we're not really necessarily making Brooke the subject of this here. We're just wanting to kind of maybe capture a little bit of a story. You know, what's going on? Who is she waiting for? What is she thinking while she's
Hi again.
while she's standing there, kind of thing. And
It goes.
and we got more people coming that Brooke knows. So it's all right. Yep, exactly. So, but you know, this is basically what we could do, and we'll switch back over to Chris's camera here again real quick.
Oh no, you're fine.
This is basically what we can do is we can basically capture like the whole scene and the whole aspect of what we're going for. Now, like I said, this is all staged, of course, but that's something that you can look for while you're out doing street photography. If you're going for, you know, the wide, the grand view, capture crowds just in their environment. You don't necessarily have to obscure faces, but if you want to, you can. You know, if it was, for example, raining or something like that, I would probably try to like maybe capture somebody in an umbrella or something along those lines. And honestly, like going out and doing street photography after it rains gives you such good reflections and stuff like that as well too. So what we're going to do is we're going to break away, and now we're going to, and then we're going to go into more of a subject-focused version of street photography. This is the version that you would probably see a little bit more on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. That's not technically street photography, it's street portraiture, and we'll get into that on the next segment of the Boke and Mocha Podcast. Welcome back to the Boke and Mocha Podcast. We are going over some quick street photography tips. And I need to also work on my camera presence a little bit more as well too, because when I'm out in my element, I'm like automatically into street photography mode, that I'm just like immediately looking around, but it's like, I got a job to do. It's addressing the camera right there. But anyway, Brooke is again going to be modeling for us. This isn't natural street photography. This is obviously pre-posed and whatnot, but we're giving you guys some ideas and some settings that you can look for when you're out doing street photography. I've switched over to my beautiful 85mm lens. This is my baby. This is my, oh gosh, what do I call it? My second wife, my main wife now, I guess, at this point. But what we're going to do is this will give me a tighter focus. So we're going to be doing more subject focused type of photography as well too. It gives me a little bit of that extra zoom, so I can have a little bit more distance, or keep the same distance that I did with my 35mm. But now it's going to make Brooke a little bit more of the center of attention, which is, you know, her natural.
I mean,
I'm kidding. Of course.
oh, I'm not.
So Brooke, what we're going to do is I'm going to have you start off over on that first bench that's next to that trash can there.
Okay. The one backwards.
The one where you're facing towards us.
Okay.
Okay? Oh, hello. Near miss, near collision. So, Brooke is going to get set up. She's going to be doing, what you would expect her to be doing in a setting like this. Probably just taking it in, enjoying the air and whatnot. And as you can see, I am a little bit closer to her. If we want to switch back over to this camera here real quick, if I'm still in shot. Hi, yeah. So it's obvious that I'm still taking her picture from here, but this gives you guys an idea of what we want to do. So if I'm going to back up over here, I'm going to back clear up. If we switch back over to Chris's view here real quick, and Chris, if you want to pan over to me. So here I am just right on the sidewalk. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I see Brooke just kind of sitting there, and I'm just going to kind of snap a quick picture as I'm walking by. And there you go. That puts her in there. And then what I'm probably going to do, there's probably going to be a crop in. So I just capture her just kind of doing that. You notice that I'm not posing her or anything along those lines. I'm just kind of just letting her be, letting her exist and whatnot. Now, if I wanted to do the whole viral trend TikTok thing that we would want to do, this would be what would be called bruising the scene, where you actually, instead of going up and or just taking a candid shot and they don't even know that you took your picture or anything along those lines, and you just keep on moving and let that moment just kind of sit there. But a lot of the trend right now is what's called street portraiture, where they'll come up and bruise the scene by interacting with the model as well too. So you could just do something as simple as just walking up to Brooke. We're on the bricks, talking to Brooke, kind of thing. And so what we would do is, this is where you would see like everybody have like the GoPros and stuff like that, or the Meta glasses and everything. And so you would just kind of walk up and just be like, "Hey, how's it going? Are you enjoying the park?"
Oh yeah, very much.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a photographer, and I like your outfit that you're wearing today. Would you be okay if I just took some pictures of you for Instagram and the portfolio?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. So now that we've interacted and we've gotten her permission, and stuff. Now we're going to go into like the actual proper shoot. So now I've caught her kind of off guard in a way, but now we need to engage with her and everything, just to kind of be, make her feel a little bit more relaxed and whatnot. So you would say something along the lines of, are you from here?
Yeah, from around the area.
From around, yeah. Do you go to school here? What do you study?
I don't go to school at the moment. I like to do acting most of the time, so I'm out in Kansas City quite often.
Okay, so you're an actress, so that means that explains why you're photogenic.
I appreciate it, thank you.
And so as we're talking and as we're taking those shots, I'm also dialing in my settings as we're going, because you need to basically make this as quick of an interaction as possible in order to not bother her too long. I mean, she's got a day that she needs to get to and whatnot. This is also where the eye tracking feature on a lot of cameras also comes into play as well too. You don't need to be going quick or anything along those lines. Brooke, I really like your hair. Could you just have that kind of draped down on your other shoulder, if you would, please? Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Give me a good smile. There we go. Beautiful. And then you can also just kind of, you'll see this viral trend as well too, where, sometimes people will want to get a little bit of insight into their models as well too. So Brooke, while you're here, I want you to, can you tell me just one moment of a great loss that you might have experienced that just really stuck with you? And you'll notice that I'm still taking pictures as she's going.
I had a very, very close friend, because as I said, I do theater and acting and stuff, and I had a really great friend that passed away about a year ago now.
Yeah. And can you tell me I'm sorry about losing that friend. Actually, she was a friend of mine as well too. I know exactly who she's talking about. So, and she was an absolutely wonderful person.
She was awesome.
Yeah. Can you tell me a story about her that made you smile, made you laugh, made you always?
Well, one time my father and I went over to her house. I was going to be Cindy Lou Who, and he was going to be the Grinch. And she's a cosmetologist, so she was doing hair, makeup. My hair was all up in the crazy hairdo. And she was painting my dad green, and she said, "Wow, you have really nice cheekbones." And that is one of my favorite moments.
I also know her dad too, and he does have very nice cheekbones. So. Kind of thing. But you also notice that I'm getting that engagement as well too, where you want your models to feel natural, and we're going way longer on what a street portrait session should be. Should be just relatively quick, relatively in and out. I like your vibe. I like your look. Do you mind if I take a couple of quick pictures and everything? When I shot at Comic-Con, it was like literally a 2-minute interaction max with my with the models that I took pictures of. But obviously for these purposes, we're extending this out a little bit more, and we're lingering a little bit longer than we probably should be. So. Yeah, I mean, like that's basically it. As long as anybody is, you can go out and get permission from anybody to let them take let them take your picture. It's more of a common courtesy kind of thing. With street photography, there's those two aspects of it. There's the candid photography, and then there's the bruised street portraiture, where you interact with your subject and stuff like that. Street photography can also be stuff like protests, demonstrations, concerts that are out on the street as well too, and they kind of overlap into photojournalism and stuff like that. But Brooke, you are also wanting to learn photography.
Mine?
Some technical difficulties. Here we are addressing Chris's camera, and it wasn't apparently on. Kind of thing. So, all right. So you got like a nice little view shot of mine there. But anyway, so Brooke, before we wrap up,
yes,
you as wanting to be a photographer, just kind of as a hobbyist, maybe not necessarily professional or anything like that, do you have any questions about street photography or anything that that might make you nervous about getting out and doing street photography or anything like that?
I guess I don't even know how to ask it, but is there anything that's obviously there's nothing bad about a photo, but say there's a background next to a subject, but you want more of the candid, like don't want to interact, but there's a better background just slightly over. Would you move, or would you try to like, well?
Am I wanting the subject or am I wanting the background?
Oh, I guess that's a good point.
That would be my question. So am I aiming for the subject or am I aiming for the background? My answer to that would be like, it depends on which one that I'm wanting. Now, here's the cool thing about this, and I hope that we're still on this camera here and everything. So there is a trick, and I'm actually going to go ahead and unplug since I think we're done with that one there. But there is a trick that a lot of street photographers will use for photography. So if they're wanting to like take a candid shot of somebody, but they're looking like, say for example, if you're like walking down this down this sidewalk here towards me, and I pull up my camera like this, it's obvious that I'm taking a picture, kind of thing. But what you do, and I'm going to do this so that way the camera captures this. But like what I do is I take the shot and then just kind of look past the person. like I'm like analyzing the and I've had people.
That's funny.
I've had people apologize because they thought they were standing in the way of my shot.
Oh no.
So but in reality they were my subject. But I just kind of just take a quick picture and then. Do
you ever tell them?
No.
No. Okay.
Kind of thing.
I like that.
So there is that. The other thing too is that if you've got a viewfinder like this, and where your finger placement is going to be. This is obvious. I'm taking a picture.
Yeah.
But this, I'm just scrolling through my settings like this.
Oh.
I'm just I'm just like maybe like kind of dialing in, and I'm using my thumb.
That makes sense.
To take a shot, kind of thing. There are also these special mirrors that you can put on your hot plate as well here too. I think that's what it's called, the hot plate. Yep, it's the hot plate. Well, there's a hot plate in cooking terms, so I'm like, my inner chef is coming out. The hot shoe, that's it, the hot shoe. But there are these mirrors that you can get that you can place on top of this thing, and that's your viewfinder right there. And you can also use that if you don't have a little flip screen or anything along those lines.
I did not know that.
There's subtle little ways that you can do to take somebody's picture without them knowing or anything along those lines. But as far as legality goes, if they're in public property, they're golden. Now there is some stipulations on like whether or not it's like a moral question or not. Like I'm not gonna take a picture of somebody that is obviously having a moment, like they just want to be alone and like they're having like maybe they just got broken up or something.
Yeah.
And they're just in a quiet park bench and they're just letting their emotions go. I'm not gonna touch that. As profound of a shot that is, I would rather hire an actress to evoke that than actually to actually capture somebody in that level of vulnerability, and things like that. So
that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
So, that's basically it with street photography.
That's awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course, and thank you for having our subject here. Yeah. And thank you for joining us on the Boke and Mocha podcast. Thank you for joining us on the Boke and Mocha podcast. As always, keep shooting, keep shooting.